Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your post-match reaction. Cardiff 1, Chelsea 3. That was my score prediction before the watch-along started. Look, let's get straight into it. Let's talk about some positives before we talk about the negatives. I want to big up Alejandro Garnacho. The man showed immense hunger. I think it's quite straightforward that Gittins, he really hasn't grabbed his opportunities with his both hands. And Garnacho on the other side, whenever he's been given the opportunity, has shown a lot more desire, a lot more hunger, a lot more directness. To be honest, in this game itself, Alejandro Garnacho could have got a hat trick, but lovely couple of goals, and he was a constant menace. He was a constant menace, man. He was a proper threat. His directness was really troubling Cardiff. So I wanted to get that out of the way first up, because I felt Alejandro Garnacho, man of the match performance, needs to be spoken about straight away. And we're going to touch base on this again. Now I want to talk about from the get-go, right? From the get-go, look, I think Enzo Maresca, that was too many changes on the starting lineup. I have no issues with some rotations. Of course, this is a match in the Carabao Cup, away to Cardiff, League One team. I've got no issues with some rotations, but that was too many. You still need to have some level of seniority in the team. I would have liked to seen João Pedro probably start this game. I would have liked to seen, maybe Garnacho as well start this game. I don't have any issues with Hato playing. I don't have any issues with Achapong playing. If anything, Hato did really well. So overall, I felt like the starting lineup, it was a bit too much. But kudos to Enzo Maresca. He saw the first half, ladies and gentlemen. First half was a stinker. Beside Jarell Hato in the first half, and then maybe Caicedo and Andre Santos. Caicedo's always performing. He's never dropping any level of stinkers anyway. But Jarell Hato, besides him, I don't think anyone else really stuck out for me that much. Hato in the first half was the only bright light. Hato overall was sensational, to be honest. Defensively, going forward, the ability to hold the ball, I thought was pretty good. But overall, the first half was a stinky first half. Gittins was... Hold on, my daughter's killing me. Go. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. For me, Gittins, number one stinkfest, man. Proper stinker. He didn't do anything. He was too timid, too scared to take on his man. Technically, he looked a little bit inept as well. A couple of bad touches, bad passes, and then, shooting when there's literally players right in front of him. Gittins was poor. How he stayed on, even after halftime, I don't know. He was one of the prime candidates I wanted gone straight after. And this is a huge issue, because Gittins, this is now becoming quite a normal thing with Gittins, dropping stinkers after stinkers after stinkers. This is no difference to what Mudryk used to do. So one to look out for. How long are we going to accept this? As I said, I never wanted Gittins in the summer window. I got nothing against him. I think he's an okay-ish player, but we didn't need him. We could have done with other players as opposed to Gittins. Besides that, look, even Bonanote in the first half wasn't good. Mark Yu, I don't think, was giving us enough. Tyreek George was looking electric, but his end product was pretty pathetic. Even in our defense, Buddy Ishul, Tosin, they looked shaky. They really did look shaky. For a League One team, Cardiff, they brought the game. They pressed well. They were in our half. They had us camped in. We were in a low block at one point. At one point, we were in a low block. The other stinker was Achapong. Achapong in the first half, ladies and gentlemen, was horrific. But I have to say, in Achapong's defense, and I don't want to defend him a lot, but all I can say is Achapong predominantly this season has been playing as a centre-back. All of a sudden, he gets thrown out wide, where it is his natural position. But you have to realize he's been playing CB lately. All of a sudden, he looked a little bit crazy on that right side, wide defending. He was losing his man. He was making some bad decisions. So look, overall first half was a madness. And kudos to Maresca. So I've blamed Maresca for the too many changes in the starting lineup, but I have to also say kudos to Maresca to make the changes at halftime. And I said it straight away. Please get João Pedro on. Please get Garnacho on. Please get Malo Gusto on. I didn't get Malo Gusto, but I got João Pedro and Garnacho. I did want Bonanote gone and keep Mark you up front. But I have to say, in the second half, the intensity was immense. It was high. We took the game to Cardiff. And a lot of people will say, oh, look at him hyping up this game against Cardiff. Look, I don't care. You deal with the opposition that's been, given in front of you. Whatever card you've been dealt, that's how you've got to roll with it. Garnacho, for me, in the second half, I thought he was probably one of the catalysts who initiated that energy, that intensity. He was immense, man. Garnacho in the second half was all over the joint. It was covering ground. He was winning duels. He was intercepting. He was creating opportunities. And I think it was his creation that led to the first goal. His assist to Garnacho. Lovely finish from Garnacho. Prior to that, I think Garnacho should have scored as well. There was another opportunity where Garnacho put in a lovely ball. And then, obviously, Garnacho came off. I didn't actually want that. I thought Garnacho, just when he was looking like he was doing something really, really well, that's when he was taken off. But look, Malo Gusto came on. And Malo Gusto himself, there was some really good interplay where Malo Gusto could have scored up from. Malo Gusto starting to play like a number 10, a proper number 10. Then, of course, Cardiff equalized, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know exactly whose fault it was. A lot of people are saying maybe it was Malo Gusto's fault. Some people are saying maybe it was Tossen's fault. Whatever the case was, I didn't like how we just fell asleep when we were defending that. And I was still not worried. I was a little bit concerned that why have we allowed Cardiff a sniff of an opportunity, but I wasn't overall worried because Pedro Neto by then came on as well. I thought there was now too much talent on field to not put away Cardiff, and we took care of it. And I think the Pedro Neto goal was a very, very key goal, which really broke Cardiff. Lovely finish from Pedro Neto. All the haters of Pedro Neto, please come. I want to take a roll call right now. I want to call you guys out, so you just going to have to say present, because so many of you guys have hated on Pedro Neto, and all of a sudden now look at him scoring goals left, right, and center. I've always said, should he be scoring more goals? Of course. Is he capable of scoring more goals? Yes, he is. The capability was never in doubt. It was just a matter of him putting some goals away. Now he's putting some important goals away. That was a very important goal from Pedro Neto, and it was a very, very nice finish as well. And I think that really broke Cardiff. And as I said, prior to that, we should have scored more in the second half. We really should have scored more. We didn't really allow them to have too many chances in the second half. To be honest, they didn't even have that many chances in the first half either. They just looked a lot more livelier, right, in the first half. And then eventually enough, we get the third goal. Lovely work. Once again, the good pressing. We win the ball. João Pedro gets the assist for Garnacho's second goal. I'm very, very happy that João Pedro ended up getting at least some goal contribution here. Didn't start off well coming on off the bench, but at the end got himself an assist and really should have scored a goal as well. So look, overall, ladies and gentlemen, I'm satisfied the way we ended the match. Not happy the way we started the match. As I said, I think partly Enzo Maresca needs to take some blame. Of course, the players need to take some blame, but too many changes. I think way too many changes. Some changes would have been all right. And in the second half, when the true artillery came and helped, you could see just a little bit of upgrading players, and we were too much for the League One team, Cardiff, who put up a really good fight. So 3-1 victory for Chelsea. And we move on to the next round, which is the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. And now we can really smell the final. Semi-final is going to be over 2 legs. Moving forward, we're looking at Newcastle. And to be honest, I'm confident because generally against the bigger teams, we do well. And this season, Newcastle, to be honest, they're not the same Newcastle as last couple of seasons. Newcastle seem like they can be beat. So, look, for me, man of the match, Garnacho. Special mentions to Jorel Hato, who had a really good game, and I'd like to see more of Jorel Hato moving forward. I think Enzo Maresca probably hasn't treated Hato properly enough. I think he deserves a bit more minutes. He played really well. And Andre Santos had a lovely assist as well, which was a Pedro Neto goal. I thought Andre Santos was very lively in the second half. And overall, look, the second half performance was, to a level that we can appreciate. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. See you guys for All You Can Eat Chelsea tomorrow, 10 a.m. UK time, Wednesday. Until then, take care. See ya. Bye.